One of the craziest things that I encountered in my life and in my work is that everybody knows what they need to do to get to their big goals, but we really struggle on just doing it. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what it actually takes to have the courage and be able to act on all of those things that you know you need to do to get to your big goals by cultivating self-confidence. You with me? Okay, let's just get real. I am sitting here in my flippy floppies. Those aren't flip flops. These are, what the hell are these things? Slippers. To bring you a video on what it actually takes to build the confidence that is necessary to make big changes in your life. Whether you want to get into, the best health of your life, the best body of your life, which is, my brand Uproots Wellness actually does exactly that. Or you want to build like a dream business, or even just get like your dream job or your dream partner, be in your ideal relationship, like whatever those big goals are, it really takes change. And the craziest thing about this whole idea is that you know all the steps that you need to get to those things that you need to get to, right? Like all of those things that you desire, you actually understand the path. And even when you're learning about how to get to your goals, your specific goals or whatever, it's you who recognizes the things that you need to do, right? So I could come at you with, 10 tips on how to build your dream business in 2021. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take in the ones that are relevant to you. You're gonna take them in. Learning is awesome and amazing, and it's gonna help you on your journey, but it's you who recognizes what you need to do. So the craziest thing is that you know what you need to do. Even if you need some more knowledge or whatever, you know the steps that you need to be taking right now. And people really, struggle is a very mild term for this. It's almost impossible. I have worked with people who it seems like doing the things that they need to do is like asking them to break their own arms. It's mental. It would be so much simpler if we just could make, the healthy lifestyle changes we needed to make to be in the best bodies of our lives, to have the highest energy, or to, do the very simple and straightforward strategy that it takes to build a successful business. But people don't do that. Most people don't do that. So what I aim to do is to give people who really want to do that and who don't know why they can't, the tools and the knowledge that's necessary in order for them to change into the person that can make those moves. So one of the most important things, comes as absolutely no surprise, is self-confidence. You have to have confidence in yourself to make changes, which is why so many of us actually resist change at almost all costs, because it's absolutely terrifying. So necessarily, if you have any kind of goal, if you aren't sitting in the exact spot that you want to be in the body, in the life, with the bank account, with the career, with the partner, whatever, if you're not actually sitting in the precise point that you want to be in, you obviously need to change, right? You need to grow, you need to do things differently in order to have a different place to be, a different outcome. And that, going through day-to-day life means that things are going to change. But when you're actually being the force behind those changes, when you're actually deciding to make a different path for yourself, it's incredibly scary because you have no idea what's going to happen. And, we're also extremely afraid of failure. So obviously, courage is necessary to face those fears. And then confidence in yourself, in your dreams, in your vision, in that recognition that the 10 steps that I taught you, the 5 of those that are relevant to you. You have to have the confidence to know that like those are the relevant ones to you, and the confidence in your own recognition of what you need to do. So this is all a no-brainer. I recognize that people want confidence. Everybody wants to be confident. But what isn't as clear is how to get confident. I've found most people have the misconception that people are like born confident, and it's true, we are born confident, we're all born confident, and some people's confidence is broken and some people's confidence is cultivated, which means that confidence has to be cultivated. So unless you stay a baby or you stay like a little kid with no experience, making no changes, your confidence absolutely needs to be cultivated. And the way that I cultivate confidence with my students is by retraining what I call soul set. So soul set is a parallel to mindset, by which I mean your mindset is kind of beliefs and your ideas around the nature of reality that filters every single thought that enters or is released from your mind. So your soul set is that filtration system, that programming that filters the energy that's going in, but also is exuding, is the filter by which you exude the energy outwards. So confidence is what I call a personal power of soul set. So just like mindset kind of dictates our ability to think clearly, objectively, even consider others and considers others' perspectives, etc. Soul set is the automatic system, the programming, the filter that dictates how good you feel, how purposeful you feel, how authentic you're capable of being. There's a brute force in authenticity that I call the come what may power. Now, in my opinion, being able to come up against fears and kind of shine is one of the smaller benefits of confidence. The real benefit is the ability to show up and be yourself and do your best, and the insight, the inner knowledge and inner awareness to recognize those things that are right for you and wrong for you, and the confidence to just simply do those things. I think that that is the most desirable and the strongest aspect of the personal power of confidence. The real win is not being able to own a room. The real win in cultivating self-confidence is the ability to just be yourself. So I'm gonna go into the 3 steps of how I would tell someone who wasn't in some of my programs to begin cultivating the personal power of confidence. Now, the first step is to cultivate the first personal power of soul set, and this one sounds not as like strong or awesome as confidence, but I assure you it really, really is the foundation to confidence, and that is comfort. Okay, comfort is the place where we can actually accept where we are right now. Now, I tried to cultivate all kinds of confidence and goals and abilities and skills, etc., without being comfortable with myself, and the outcome was probably going to sound familiar. I ended up exactly where I was, because without being able to really sit in myself, in where I am at this moment, if I'm ashamed of it, if I'm uncomfortable with it, if I only want to escape from where I am right now, I cannot, I repeat, I cannot ground myself in this reality to make the changes I need to make in this body, in this life, in this mind, heart, spirit, whatever, to actually sustainably create those changes. Now, sustainably is a key factor in my whole approach. Obviously, you're watching this on Sustainable Dreams Inc. And there may be, 1,000 different methods that you can use to get to goals by jacking yourself up and forcing yourself into doing, a bunch of things that are proven to, work, only to lose all of those things and end up exactly where you started because you didn't actually cultivate your own inner culture. You didn't actually change. You just slapped a whole bunch of like coping mechanisms on what you're actually having a problem with and pushed forward regardless of how you feel and where you're, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically at. So we want to absolutely negate this. Now, even if it makes you feel crap, I want you to sink into where you're at right now. Think about your goal, think about where you want to go. Great, do all that law of attraction, manifestation, visualization stuff. Visualization can be super powerful, but then come back and take a look at where you are right now and accept it. It's only from that acceptance that you can actually receive the guidance to change. So here is your comfort practice, and there's a whole blog post linked below that you can read this on if you'd like. And you'll also go to my website. There's a whole bunch of courses that I'm giving away for free right now, which is kind of unusual and kind of cool, that you can get a sneak peek into some of my programs without any cost to you. So the first step in the comfort process is to recognize where your unhealthy lifestyle habits come from and get mad. That's right, I said get mad. When are you gonna hear a personal growth teacher talk about that? Get mad, get angry. There is everything healthy about getting angry in a healthy way, which is with yourself, with your journal, in your own mind. I want you to go in and accept where all of the habits, where all of the programming that is in your soul set is making it so difficult for you to get to your goals. I want you to get angry at where they come from. And then the second step is I want you to realize from this first step that there isn't anything inherently wrong with you, that this way of being that does not make you feel fulfilled was actually taught to you, and you can unlearn it. Step number 3 is to move past the blame and past that anger and turn it into righteous choices and decisions and boundaries for your future. Recognizing now that you have the power to change whatever you want to change, I want you to move forward with that now. Now, with this new wisdom that you can do anything you want to do given enough time and resources, I want you to sink into the reality of where you are at right now. Sink into the hurt, sink into the unfulfillment, sink into the feeling of being lost or not having a purpose. Sink into the reality of what you want to change about your future. And now the last step in the comfort practice is just to give it space. Just give it space. Breathe into it. Breathe into your displeasure, your dislike of your current circumstances, and let it heal. Because your soul set, mindset, and heart set are just like your body set. And any wound will naturally heal. Your body, your soul, your heart, your mind has all of the faculties it needs to heal without you consciously guiding it. What you need to do is give it time and space. So just like picking at a wound or keeping it covered up and unable to breathe, your body can't perform its normal function to heal that wound. It's the same in your soul. So what you need to do is just recognize, see it, respect it, and give it space. Okay, so step number 2 in building confidence is to set yourself up to succeed. Okay, sounds like a no-brainer, but I mean, the last time you took on a big goal, did you really set yourself up to succeed? Because I know a lot of people who set themselves up to fail. And I'm not even talking self-sabotage, okay? I'm talking like just do not support themselves in getting to their goals or habits or, lifestyle changes whatsoever. So I have a little support practice on the blog post that is linked below, but I'll read it out to you now. The first step in the support practice is to ask, what can you do to make this change easier on yourself? And in this example, I'm talking about exercise and making healthy lifestyle changes for your body. So the examples are, laying out your workout clothes the night before. I've heard that actually helps for some of the women that I have spoken to. You could block out half a day every week for meal prep. That really helps us eat well. You could get a healthy food delivery service, which I am really looking forward to living in a city and being able to do. The next step in the support practice is to plan to lose a battle or 10. I don't really want to phrase it like this is a war, because that is just not accurate. But the metaphor is that metaphor that, you know, you don't have to win every battle to win a war, and you can still lose a battle and win the war. You know, focusing on the big goal and planning to fall short of those habits that you're trying to create. So you can designate a plan B for when that happens, because it's gonna happen. Don't beat yourself up about it, you know, support yourself. The last step is to make a list of ways that you would want support from your absolute best friend. Okay, if you got all the support that you needed from your absolute best friend or best mentor in this scenario, in this goal that you're trying to achieve, if you got all the support in the world, what would that look like? Okay, or if you had a kid in your life that you were mentoring and they had this goal, how would you set them up to succeed? How would you support them in their goal achievement? Okay, and then after you have that list, I want you to do those things for yourself. And the last step in cultivating confidence that I would tell somebody who wasn't taking my courses is to use small wins to cultivate confidence. And I tell people in my courses to do this stuff too, don't worry. It's just I have like a hardcore method that has tools and therapies involved that really help people do this. But if just like courseware wise, this is what I suggest, is to set up little small wins. And to set yourself up to win, building on the last step, is focus on cultivating one habit at a time. So if you focus on cultivating one habit at a time, it's a lot easier to actually achieve. It's very difficult for like any human being to like cultivate more than one habit at a time. So there's nothing like wrong with you just because you decided you wanted to dramatically change your state of affairs and you made 10 daily habits that you wanted to do and you failed miserably in the first week and you dropped it and never went back to it, okay? Like that is completely normal. There's nothing like wrong with you because you couldn't do that. I can't do that. I use this practice myself and I've traveled all over the world on my own. I've graduated with honors at the top of my class from university after not going to high school. I mean, you know, big goals are like, they're kind of like my thing. And like, I can't cultivate more than one habit at a time. I cultivate one habit every 30 days, okay? And I would honestly, like 60 days is better. Like 30 days is pretty short, I think, to really hammer in a habit. 60 days is better. So stick with one new habit for like at least 30 days, like 60 to 90 days if you're serious about making it automatic, and make it easy to achieve. Have an acceptable minimum that you'll do. For instance, I like to run 3 times a week. I bike to the beach, I run, I bike back. Now, I know that I'm not always gonna wanna do that. So I have an acceptable minimum. I bike to the beach, I at least bike to the beach, I walk, I bike back. Okay, like there is a saying from G.K. Chesterton that I absolutely love, and it's that anything that's worth doing is worth doing badly. So he says that brushing your teeth for 12 seconds is better than not brushing them at all. Working out for 5 minutes is better than not working out at all. Going into, you know, your self-employment plan and getting 1 task done instead of 20 that you've got scheduled that day is better than doing none at all. So you keep that ball rolling, okay? Imagine this is a big ball. Your new habit, this is a big ass ball, and it takes a really hard push to start going. And you start getting it going and it's going and it's going. Even if you give it a little push every day, it's gonna keep going. If you don't give it that little push and it stops, you gotta use all that effort again to start it going. So just make acceptable minimums of yourself. This is kind of part of you like planning to fail, but this isn't a fail, right? Like those are actually wins to you. And the last step in, you know, that confidence practice, using small wins to confidence practice, to create confidence practice, I can't talk. The last step is you want to celebrate those wins. So I really want you to celebrate those wins, even if it is just that minimum, even if you just hit that minimum, which is far below what you really want to be achieving in your habit daily. If you achieve that minimum, I want you to like give yourself a pat on the back. And remember, working out for 5 minutes is better than none at all. And remember, like anything that's worth doing is worth doing badly, and you did it. So that's all I have to say for you right now, which is great because I think somebody just fired up a chainsaw outside. So I'm gonna go real quick. And yeah, I mean, you could like or subscribe if you want, whatever. I mean, you know, I'm cool if you don't. I accept where I'm at. No, I'm just joking. Seriously, like and subscribe, okay? Thanks, guys. I hope this video helped you. And maybe you can share it with a friend that you might think it will help too. And yeah, if you subscribe, I'll see you next week. Okay, bye, guys.